This children's TV show was so disturbing, so vile, that its own creators knew it could never be aired publicly, so they distributed it secretly to their cult. In a world where parents are a lot more security conscious about the things that their kids see, the things that their kids are taught, internet and social media, the shows that their kids watch. Alright, we already have people scrutinizing platforms like Disney, saying, oh, why are we getting all this propaganda? What are our kids being exposed to? There's a lot of controversy surrounding this. There is one children's TV show that goes beyond all others in terms of pure and utter depravity. And there's a reason it could never be hosted on any kind of public broadcasting network. It's called Life with Grandpa. Maybe some of you have heard this. I only heard about this shit recently. Life with Grandpa was a children's TV show that was started by an organization that would be revealed as a full-on sex cult, bastardizing Christianity. Now, this video might get me demonetized. In fact, there's very little control I have over this. I would try my best to skirt the boundaries of YouTube TOS to get this info out to you, but I'm just warning you, this ain't for the faint of heart. This is some disgusting shite. As soon as I saw Nick Crowley's video on it, because I watch a lot of Nick Crowley stuff, I was like, oh shit. It's the most depraved thing of all time. Very little episodes of this show still exist in the ether today. Most of them are buried by the cult because they knew if anyone saw this, bro, legal scrutiny would fall on us faster than my midnight shit. So you can only find maybe 4 episodes in the internet if you feel the need to brain rot yourself and watch it. This organization is called Family International. Now, it would undergo various names: Children of God, Friends with Jesus, stuff like that. But Family International was the main name of this organization. It was a Christian organization, an evangelist organization, trying to spread the name and the word of God, spread the teachings of Jesus. Pretty much belief in common Christian doctrines. They believed in the Bible. They had a very, very public, mainstream emphasis on no abortion, no homosexuality, drugs and drunkenness, all this needs to go. You had this dude, David Berg, who basically was a preacher that started this organization. This cult preaches about a very simple thing: intimacy with God. What did Jesus Christ want for his followers? And this cult has a very, very interesting opinion about how deep, intimate, and personal, how physical that bond truly is. Now, David Berg fancied himself a king to the point where he would have himself and all of his followers call him that. He would basically, like most cult leaders, put himself on the level of a messiah or a prophet, spreading the word of God to everybody, all right? So he had ultimate authority over everybody. His word was the word, and he would spread it through all of his teachings. This cult had tens of thousands of people across the world. A lot of them in the Philippines. A lot of them left America because he convinced them this is a broken society. You got to leave because people are going to be after us because we're spreading the truth. All right, the world's about to end. That type of shit. So people would literally leave their families, leave their careers and all this stuff to go move abroad and build villages and live with each other in ranches and shit. They had their own media company that actually released in the Philippines a publicly broadcasted show called The Lovettes. They already had a show that was in the running, that was psyoping people a little bit here and there. They had proof of concept. They're like, okay, The Lovettes was like that's foreplay. All right, now we're going to do the real shit. Now we're going to release Life with Grandpa, our magnum opus. A children's puppet TV show that taught lessons to its viewers, especially basically kids, about life, about family, about God. Now, they distributed this TV show because they knew we're not going to be able to publicly broadcast this, so we're going to distribute it in VHS tapes across the world. We're going to mail it to various members, all right? This is how we're going to get them to watch. This is going to be our main thing. You need to watch this children's TV show. Your children should only be watching this, nothing else. On the surface, it appears to be a normal Christian kids show. Pretty basic and somewhat generic lessons about life, about God, about family, and all this shit. But the more and more you look through the clips and watch it, the more and more you realize something's incredibly wrong here. Something's off. Something doesn't feel right. There's certain things that seem to be a little bit sus. Like, for example, the daughter getting hurt and the mother character taking a look at the daughter's arm and saying, oh, I'll lick it better, and licking it like a nice lick of the arm. And when you're watching it, like, ugh, what the hell? A little bit weird, okay. It's just a weird written, weird made show altogether. Just aesthetically, it just looks fucking weird, but okay, fine. But then you start to watch more and more. Some more weird things appear. This is a straight up horror movie, y'all. I will make a movie on this one day. Something like this. The parents start to embrace love with their kids, and this is a lesson taught in the show. You know, love of family, being close to family, being close to your parents, being close to your father, being close to grandfather, grandpa. And you see a lot of intimate physical contact with parents and their kid, touching their kids, feeling them up. And in mid-hug, they're like low-key grabbing ass, and you're just like, what the fuck? There's something weird going on here, man. There's something off. It all lays at the feet of this fucking weirdo, this pervert at the center of it, Grandpa. And then you start to see Grandpa preach while he has women around him. His daughter, his wife. He's in a laboratory doing experiments. And he starts to talk about how women should act, behave. Submissive, docile, basically be servants. Now, you'll notice a trend with a lot of cults that are involved in sex trafficking and stuff like that. Eventually, they'll go full mask off and not give a shit about how they teach you about treating women in particular. I've noticed this about these cults. At some point, they're going to lean into the idea of women are objects, and they all need to be funneled up to the top. All right, it's a very common theme. The show starts telling you about how women should behave, and it starts telling you, this is to kids, by the way. Okay, so again, some sus stuff. Then you see this shit. Oh, hell no, bro. Micro, censor this. There are boobs on this. Grandpa has an assistant, a robot assistant with female... I don't even know if I can say the word. I just said it, didn't I? Boobs, okay? No idea why. No idea why. This just is what it is. And the grandpa starts feeling them up. Oh, my assistant's so great, isn't he? My assistant, look, give him a hug, give him a cheer, guys. Feeling it up, okay? Right away, if you're a parent and your kid and you see this one shot alone is enough to say, all right, we're turning this bullshit off. All right, we're canceling our membership to whatever this platform is, or we're never looking at this network again. So this was the other red flag. Now, this same character, Grandpa, is referenced in the Lovett show, which was publicly aired, by the way. I want to make that clear. It's publicly aired in the Philippines. Now we're getting references to, okay, kids, it's okay to strip, but be in your underwear next to Jesus, next to Grandpa. This is what Jesus wanted for you, to get naked as a child. We have something called flirty fishing, which was a practice carried on by the cult itself. Basically, the show was telling you, okay, kids, we're going to do something called flirty fishing today, where you're going to basically practice sexual intimacy with strangers, whether you're a kid or an adult. No protection, nothing, no, you're just going to do it. Ooh, what a wonderful children's show, ain't it? I'm not making this bullshit up. This happened. Humanity needs to get hit with a meteor, bro, I'm telling you. And not only will you practice flirty fishing with strangers, now we're keeping it in the family. We're keeping it in the blood. We're going to practice it with each other. Kids will practice it with their parents and Grandpa. And this mimicked real life things that the cult did with each other. Incest. Nuncery. PDF file level shite. Humanity doesn't deserve to exist for allowing this shit to even happen, I'm gonna be honest. Now, obviously, Grandpa's based off a real life dude, David Berg, the founder of this shit. He's now dead, may rot and burn in hell forever, but still. He's the guy, he's the main character. He's the guy in the show. He's just that guy that the cult looks up to. So, this is a message. This show is basically a message, propaganda to kids and their families saying, it's all for Grandpa. This is life with Grandpa. This is how you treat Grandpa. So, I want to make something very clear. They believe the church of followers is Christ's bride. This is how they have interpreted the Bible and the Christian and the gospel in the Christian text, okay? The church is Christ's bride, called to love and serve him with wifely fervor, but this bridal theology is taken further, encouraging members to imagine Jesus and joining them during, I can't even say the word, sexual intercourse and wanking. So this is the kind of thing we're dealing with, okay? This was David Berg's plan. Parents will show their kids this show. It'll groom them, and then they will grow up with this ideology in their head, psyoped, and then show it to their kids, and there'll be a whole line, a pyramid that leads and funnels to the top, and the man who's getting all that sex and all that degeneracy, David Berg. As long as he lived to the end of his days, his plan was to have this pyramid funnel him fresh meat all day long. That's what we're dealing with here. This is, by the way, I covered Nixium sex cult. I think this is worse. Because this involves kids, bro. Automatically, when you involve kids, it's 10 times worse. Now, the darkest chapter of the show was Davidito, a character within the show, the son in the show, who's based off of a real-life person, a real-life kid. Now, before I tell you this, my mind is fucked going down the rabbit hole of this shit. I don't want to have to. I was thinking of making a YouTube channel where I expose cults, like a side channel as well. I don't know if I want to, because going through this stuff, like it just puts my mind in a dark place. It depresses me. I genuinely hate humanity. I'm not saying all humans are like this, but I'm just saying, like, this is what people are capable of. We don't deserve this life. We're animals. My mind's cracked. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go. David Ito is based off of a real dude. A kid named David Ito, who's the son of David Berg. He's central to the cult too. He's like the Messiah, the son of the king, right? So he is glorified in that regard. Now, David Ito, his character arcs in the show, if you can even call him that, his character arcs revolve around him getting fucked. Flirty fishing and all that stuff. It mimics real life. Because that's exactly what was happening to him in real life. He was getting molested by this dude, getting molested by multiple women and adults who were part of the cult, following the teachings of David Berg under Christ. This dude grew, and by the way, there's a whole book written by this organization about this, called The Story of David Ito, in which you see, my god, Micro, please censor anything. But this just goes to show you, look at this shit. This is what's being normalized, okay? And this all marks the story of David Ito, who was central to this, because he was the one who was getting primed and groomed to become the Messiah, getting fucked. He grew up to be a dude who had a lot of problems, who was very mentally unstable. He filmed a video in which he basically declared war on the woman that abused him. His mother basically said, I'm gonna go after all of them. And he did end up going after one of the abusers. He killed her and then offed himself. It's one of the darkest things I've ever seen or read, man. Just gonna be honest. And this fucker was long dead before this. Again, may he roast in hell. May, if there's a heaven or hell, may every demon from every crevice of hell gang molest this dude. Alright? I'm not one of these dudes who, we will forgive him for his... I'm not one of those people. You burn in hell. That's simple. Oh, but we need to forgive. No, I don't give a shit about forgiving or defending thy neighbor when he's this motherfucker. Now, only a few episodes of the show remain online. Again, you'll see some clips and videos circulating there. I think some people have posted them on YouTube. A lot of it was buried. Okay, I don't even think a lot of it is even allowed online. A lot of it was buried by the cult because, again, they were distributed as VHS tapes. The cult itself still exists. One of the female members, became the new leader after David Berg died. And there's still sects of this cult living across the globe, probably watching this shit. Not like the TV show, I mean. I hope they watch this video so I can tell them what fucking degenerates they all are. And how they've all been psyoped into this. It still exists. There's no justice here. Like, there's been a court case against them, but a lot of them are alive doing this shit today. Nick Crowley made a whole video on it, going into way more depth than I did. Check it out, please. It's disturbing as fuck. Listen, the main reason I wanted to make this video is because this kind of tells me a lot about propaganda through media. This is a very extreme example of it, don't get me wrong, but this happens everywhere. This happens everywhere. And I'm not trying to make this video political at all, because there's a lot of people who say, the left-wingers try to psyop us, they're trying to push an agenda, the right-wing is trying to push a fascist agenda, you know what I mean? Like, people try to make this stuff political. I'm going to be honest, there's way bigger problems at stake here. There are, and I need to be very careful about what I'm about to say because I don't want to get canceled or anything. There are certain global conflicts where certain leaders and people connected to those global conflicts that have publicly stated they're going to use social media to psyop people. They're going to push propaganda and buy certain social media platforms and pay off influencers, use AI as well to create propaganda. Cable TV, streaming platforms, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Social media is where it's really at. I know TikTok's about to get bought by somebody and used. I use TikTok myself, but I don't ever go on it. I put videos out there, but I don't ever use it for this. I don't want to see the brain rot on there anyways. It's a prostitute app, for God's sakes. It was made to make Americans dumber. You guys need to realize this. But regardless, I don't know what to say. This is going to keep happening. And I need you guys to listen to me here. What you see online, no matter your favorite influencer, whatever, you need to understand what is the agenda of certain things you're seeing. Everything you see online, on screen, is not really the reality of things. There's propaganda everywhere. And everybody has Everyone has the motivation to bend truth to their will. Everybody! This is a very extreme, dark, schizo example of an idea. That idea being weaponizing media and using it as propaganda. That's why I wanted to make this video. Because it's happening in front of our very eyes. Yes, there's not sex cults happening, but I guarantee you, bro, degeneracy is occurring as a result of propaganda. Literal countries have said this is what they're gonna do. Publicly. And no one can stop them. That's why I wanted to make this video, right? Like and subscribe, I don't give a fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.